Hi guys, today I want to share another story with you. Today I want to talk about how Real Housewives of Atlanta, Nene Leakes, and Kenya Moore feud began and how Wendy Williams got dragged into it. Okay guys, let's talk about this crazy feud that's going on between Nene and Kenya. As you know, Kenya's been on every blog today, so we're going to talk about that. Then we're going to talk about how the feud began, and then we're going to talk about how Wendy Williams got dragged into this mess. So Kenya's been on every blog this morning because she gave an interview to TMZ about Nene Leakes. They asked her, why did Nene have a problem with her? Kenya says, I don't know. It's definitely an issue within her. I don't know why she's so intimidated by me, but I really just wish that she would get herself together. I come in peace, but she always seems to find a way to be bothered. Then she went on, and this is what really made headlines. She said, she's a bully. Nene is absolutely a bully. She's bullied everyone on the show, and that's the truth. Okay, so that's the blog that got everyone talking today. I mean, that's the interview that got everyone talking today. But I need to add a little more to this, what's really going on, because this is going to get worse. And you remember the year when everyone said that Kenya made up her marriage and wasn't pregnant, and how that just dominated the whole news, the whole season? This is going to dominate the entire season. And I'll tell you why. Because this is going to get out of control. I'm predicting it now. I'm claiming it. This is going to get out of control. And I need everyone to know exactly how this all began, because when this gets out of control, people are going to be picking sides, and people are going to forget what the original issue is. And the original issue is Kenya got her feelings hurt, and Nene doesn't know how to let things go. Okay, so let's talk about how it actually began. Okay, so this all began because when Kenya got fired, she felt that Nene wasn't being supportive enough of her. Okay, so she caught feelings. Okay, so then we all know that Nene got upset when she found out that Candy and Cynthia intentionally brought Kenya to the party because they wanted Kenya to return to the show. See how this is escalating? So Nene got upset about that, and then come to find out that Nene was right. They did plan it, so that added onto the beef. And then Nene wanted Phaedra to come back. Remember, she had Phaedra ambush Andy Cohen's baby shower, okay? And so she ended up losing. Kenya ended up coming back, and she ended up coming back. Basically, the rumors are is because she came back for a cheaper price, which Phaedra didn't want to come back at a cheaper price. Okay, so, but now, okay, so now it rolls into the season. Nene still has an attitude. She still doesn't want Kenya back on the show, which doesn't make sense. Nene doesn't know how to let things go. She's back. It is what it is, but Nene's still upset, okay? Nene has repaired things with Cynthia, but not with Kenya, okay? Now, see how things are just escalating? Because if you can forgive Cynthia, who lied to you, she knew that Kenya was coming to that party, then why can't you forgive Kenya? Why can't we get a reconciliation here, people? Nene has a tendency, now, out of the two, Nene's my favorite. I don't care what you say, I like her the best, but she doesn't know how to let things go. Kenya has a tendency to egg things on, like making comments in the public, like calling Nene a bully. This is never going to resolve itself, okay? So now these women are going at it. So how does Wendy Williams get involved in this mess? Wendy Williams has to cover the story, okay? Because that's a part of her show. She does hot topics, and she does hot topics on housewife news, okay? So she has to cover the story. But it's no secret that her and Nene are back on good terms. She even called her a good friend. Okay, so that's her good friend. So she tried to be neutral in the situation. She came out and said, she says, I personally have no problem with Kenya. She can call me and I can be as friendly to her as I would be Nene. She's neutral. She wants to be neutral. But the problem is you really can't be neutral, Wendy, without telling the story in a good way. And what's telling it in a good way? That's telling it with your authentic emotions. How you feel. That's how you became famous. You tell people how you feel about something. And so it's really hard to tell the story and not lean towards your friend. I mean, let's just be real here. That's why I wouldn't have said I'm neutral. I would just say how I feel, and it is what it is. But, She wants to be neutral. She doesn't want to take a side because you don't want to offend Kenya, or Kenya might not come on the show. But that's what ended up happening. Okay, so Wendy covered the story on her show, and this is what she said. So she's talking to her studio audience, and she says, here's what the problem is. Nene was the queen of the franchise. Nene took time off. Then Kenya has been a star on the show since she first got on the show. I mean, they should have never given her that peach after the first episode. That comment right there offended Kenya. Kenya feels like Wendy Williams is definitely taking sides. Now, I can see how Kenya would be offended because she said they should have never gave her a peach. You're trying to be neutral, you're telling the story, but then your true feelings come out. So Wendy kind of got dragged into this innocently just by reporting the story. And in order to give the story in a good way, it has to be authentic. You've got to put in how you feel. No one likes, I don't care what anyone says. People say, you're supposed to be neutral when you're telling the story. No, you're not. People want to know how you feel about a subject, okay? They just do. They don't want you to just sit there and just word by word say what happened without an opinion. We can go to the news for that. And even the news stations are getting opinionated. There's Fox News, there's MSNBC. You say your side of the story, and it is what it is. People can like it or not like it. And so Wendy innocently got dragged into this, and now Kenya's catching feelings, okay? Which I don't blame her. I would kind of get upset too. You said they shouldn't have gave me a peach. Do you know how hard I worked to get this damn peach back? Shut the hell up, Wendy. Listen, this is only the beginning. People are going to be catching feelings. People are going to be taking sides, because this is going to get worse and worse. And it's going to get worse and worse because at the end of the day, like I said, Kenya knows how to egg things on, and Nene knows very well how to not let things go. So where do I stand on the whole thing? Because this is the beginning, I really am neutral at this point. But when the story gets repeated over and over again and these two just keep fighting, I'm going to catch a side. And it doesn't mean it's always going to be Nene's side, because I know Nene does take things too far sometimes. So I don't know. Right now, I really don't care about this story. So there you go. That's my opinion. So what I want to know today in my comment section is, do you think Kenya had every right to be offended by Wendy's comments? Also, if you like this video, don't forget to click that like button. If you haven't already subscribed, go ahead and do that. And I'll see you next time. Bye.